Stop sparking joy. One second. So basically, I wanted to do a soul's journey reading earlier, and I deleted it because that shit was not hitting because the energy. And then I thought I'll just wait, for the energy to like release itself. Da 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 da. But now I'm seeing that it's like continuous. Like it's like people think this is when vulnerability is like at its peak. There's a lot of denial in the energy. See, death. I can't even denial, death. Okay, and. Okay, denial, death. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with it. Okay, so what's the fear of failure? Failing what? Failing what? Fear of failure when it comes to what? Fear of failure when it comes to what? Gratitude. So being, what is that? I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities it presents. Like failure to be grateful. So see, this is what I'm getting. And then there's the compliance energy as well. So failure to be grateful. So when a rapist is raping you and he says, be grateful, bitch, be grateful, and you're bleeding and he's cutting into you and ripping you from the inside, and I don't care what gender you are, yeah, make sure, yeah, because that's whoever it is that's sending me the energy is getting it back. So it's a return to sender. As you can see, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like exactly, envy in reverse, judgment. Exactly. It's like it's been a continuous fucking attack on attack on attack on attack. See, perseverance in reverse, change in reverse. It's like someone is sending their misery, and that's what misery is. Unchanging, unperseveringness, like unchanging, like unperseveringness. Yeah, like it's like unchanging weakness, but it's like something, you see, like I can't call it weakness. Okay, here's the reason why I can't call it weakness, because something like a weakness can still be used like a strength, like because it's still on the spectrum of being a strength. It's like even a weakness can be seen as a strength, and even a strength can be seen as a weakness. That energy has no formal connection to strength nor weaknesses. It's neither strong nor weak. It's like false meekness. It's like not meek. That's what it's giving. Not meek. Something that doesn't, that's something that will not be receiving the inheritance. Something like that. Yeah, pride in reverse. Like, there's definitely some sort of energy that's like constant. Didn't I say patience was being judged? I was saying this a long time ago that someone was trying to test patience. I said someone was trying to test patience, and it was like over and over and over. And it's like, okay, so they want to test patience, and okay, and so what? Does that matter? Is this mattering? Is that mattering? Their test of patience, is that mattering? Is it mattering? See? You see? Success, death. Success, death. Success, death, abundance, relationships. No, it's what matters is the abundance of relationships, the network. You see? So to them, whoever keeps on trying to test patience, it's their network that matters. Even what they're trying to gain isn't what is important. It's persuading the people around them to keep believing that is whatever it is that they're gaining or losing. Maybe if they try hard enough, or maybe they keep on failing in some sort of way, right? But as long as they have a grasp and a grip on everybody around them, right? It doesn't matter what people believe of them. It doesn't matter what people believe about what they make. As long as they have a grip on other people's consciousness in order to persuade them into doing what specifically? Humoring them, right? Humoring them, entertaining them. Yeah, see? Entertaining the false idea of friendship that they actually had stolen from someone else. It's kind of like everybody wants to be friends with someone that they can love, right? So somebody will see somebody else being friends with someone that they can love, and then they try to steal that friend, or try to steal that person's energy, or try to copy or mimic that person's energy, right? Or they try to lie, get in the way of the relationship, or they pretend as if that the grass is better on their side and they're a better friend, right? So it's like sneaky ass energy like that keeps on testing people's patience, because at the end of the day, it is only very specific people and it's individuals like that do the testing of the patience. Like, People's patience get tested all the time. But in this particular scenario and sense, there's somebody who's trying to bind a network of individuals together forcefully in order to project failure on people, in order to incapacitate them spiritually. It's causing death. Yeah, it's causing death. And they don't want to pay for the remorse. The remorse is there. It's kind of there with the territory of death. Like, it is what it is. So death, self-esteem. So that's like the self-esteem of the ancestors rising in the situation. It's like you're not supposed to worship death. Death works for God. At the end of the day, growth is here, right? See, indecision in reverse. People thought that everything works for God in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, everything works for God. So yeah, there's the service, because every service that God provides, God will receive much, much in return. Maybe not as much as he provided in the first time, and I think that's what it is. People seem to like not understand that God like doesn't need, like, you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying about God complexes. People with God complexes always want you to be the one to have the God complex so that they can abuse you the way that they feel like they would have been abused with the God complex that they are pretending not to have. That's what's really irritating me. It's like God complex individuals who really walk around like they own the source of all of everybody's property, information, assets, and everything like that. And then they will look at you like you were supposed to have that for them to provide. You see what I'm saying? And that's like succession. Once again, this is about succession. Somebody really believes this. See what I'm saying? Success, death. That's inherent. That isn't that just, it's giving, yeah, it's giving heirlooms. I did mention inheritance, heirlooms and inheritances. This is really pissing me off. This is really pissing me off. This is like in the energy of, there's some sort of, it's like, it's giving, like, I'm extremely sensitive. So even when I speak, it blurs my eyes. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the frequency of the external reality that we live in, like, genuinely messes with my internal harmony. So I gotta genuinely protect myself. Like, this is why medication exists for people like me, right? Especially with people with autism and stuff like that, right? And so, exactly. And so this is what I'm trying to say. There's people who are, yeah, they're like, see, happiness, purpose, see, balance, self-esteem, happiness. This is what I'm saying. Someone wants to force there to be an implantation of some sort of false guilt. Like, this is pissing me off, man. I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to exist for people to hate me. They are hateful individuals. I'm just trying to say, like, that's what I'm saying. There's no love, there's no trust in the reason why that they are abusive the way that they are. It's coming out in the reading that they're literally attempting to instigate, mitigate, cause issues, like, not mitigate, cause issues, like instigate, see? And the only thing that's saving us is our imagination when it comes to our own peace. Literally, we're sitting there daydreaming about temples and kingdoms in the sky. We're daydreaming about a future reality where we can live in harmony and we no longer have to live in whatever fucking weird trauma bonding weird relationship it is with these people who think that this is what symbiosis means. Like, that's the thing about it. It's like, you know, there are fish in the sea that clean up the shark's skin from the shark to give the shark, you know what I mean? Is the shark a negative energy now? Now the shark is a negative energy because what? You're scared of the shark? Fuck you. That shark will eat you. That's kind of the energy it's giving. But at the same time of the day, it's like where the shark is like at the same level as the boat. To me, it's fascinating how God will really give intelligence to all his creatures, all of the creatures. Now, not all the creatures be surviving the intelligence that God give the other creature in return to survive the intelligence that he gave those who are met with the challenge of intelligence. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? The shark might be trying to get, like, all like at the same level as the boat and all of that jazz. But I love sushi. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, happiness. Like, there's no way that you could try and make it seem like this isn't a fucking, like, what are you gonna do? Try and use me to do what? Okay, so, like, I got a report for you. I got a report for you. What if I told you that I wanted to be a journalist and that I didn't have to go undercover to become a journalist and to get that it story? I am the it story because of my survival through all of the same shit that I wanted to be a journalist around. How's that for wish fulfillment? God gave me exactly what I asked for. And I already learned a long time ago, be careful what I ask for. So whenever I ask God, please understand my sarcasm, please God understand me and who I am. You know my heart. Let me know that you know me more than I even know myself. Let me know when I am in the wrong, when I am in the right. Let me know who I am at heart. Let me know what it is that I do for myself and others. Let me know. And God exactly does that. So I'm never surprised when someone comes about thinking that they know some shit about some shit, and the whole time it's actually just a test. Like, I'm not really worried. And that's where people want to throw the denial. When I say I'm not worried, I'm not stressed, I'm not pressed, they start throwing their denial at it. No way. Look at how she's acting. Look at how she's acting. They look at me. Oh, she dyed her hair. They talk behind my back. Nap, 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 nap. Talk behind my back. And then they have the audacity. See, one of these ugly ass, fat ass bitches. Yes, I said what the fuck I said. Looked at me and she was just like, oh, you know your hair is so ugly or some shit like that after I dyed it, right? Oh, your hair is so ugly, da, 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 da. Like, and I'm the one who's looked at as immature when I get an autistic breakdown after being bullied, sullied. I'm going through, you don't understand. My father knew that I was extremely sensitive, so he wanted to do his best not to desensitize me, but for me to master my sensitivity, for me to master my own sensitivity, for me to master it. But they've never experienced such trusting love before, right? Because who else would fucking trust such a fucking crazy ass psychopath fucking injecting all sorts of delusional medications into you, working for the government? I would trust, it would have to be my father. Yeah, it would have to be my father. It would have to be. It would have to fucking be. Wouldn't it be? That would be the only fucking way. But when it came to my mother, though, right? Look. It was my patience being tested. Yeah, see? And there's the success and the failure. I couldn't make it up. Because she didn't experience the same thing that my father put me through, right? You see what I'm saying? I couldn't make this shit up. The failure, I saw what the failure is already. It's not a person, it's an inaction. It's something that wasn't done. When nothing is done in a situation, not even nothing, when something, it's when, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's when there's no foundation for success to begin with inside a situation, because it was never to be yielded within that situation. Something isn't meant to be type shit. But then people want to usurp this energy, that energy, success, this energy. You see what I'm saying? They want to usurp this energy of success, all to act as if the invalidation that they're attempting to spread in order to cause there to be a need for validation You see what I'm saying? So that there would be an order for people to need validation. So they're attempting to control demand and supply. See? And they're attempting to control demand and supply through attempting to project their own disparities as if that they were cloaks. That these people aren't really suffering, struggling, going through anything, but they're actually assisting in some sort of way, when that's exactly what they thought that they had held a grudge against their whole life. It's like these people hold grudges against relatives. See? They hold grudges, and that's where they put their discipline. That's why they keep testing other people's patience, because they keep putting discipline into protecting their grudges, hatred for people, protecting their opinions, negative opinions of other people, instead of either expressing them directly, releasing and surrendering it to God, or accommodating space in order to research those kinds of feelings and how they manipulate the environment and or influence the environment as well as themselves. There's plenty of other options out there. I'm sure there's creative inventorships just waiting to happen about what to do in these kinds of scenarios and situations. But one thing's for sure and two things for certain is definitely not coming for me and trying to attack and kill me. That's one thing for certain, and one thing's for sure. It's definitely not attacking God. It's definitely not attacking or trying to attack God. It's definitely not attacking or trying to attack any one of his children or people who claim to be his children. It's definitely not that. Like, we know you didn't get that one girl's phone number, but going to destroy her entire family, kill her resources, go for the foundation of who she was born as and all that shit, like, that's obviously wrong. You know what I mean? That's obviously wrong. But trying to be like, pretend like, you know what I mean? I think the crazy part about the whole situation is like, it's oh my gosh, I don't know, like, happiness is here. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Okay, I don't know what to say, because it's like there's no action. There's only the silence of the Most High. Look, there's purpose within the Most High's action. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, there's judgment on whatever that like weird energy is, that denial. See, grief, look, like, oh my gosh, everyone just wants to see other human beings who don't have a sense of superiority over other people as some sort of peasant, weak little bitch boy, bitch girl. That's what it's giving. Like, oh, you don't have a car, or you don't have shoes, like that's what I'm talking about. It's discrimination, but it's not even, it's odd. It's weird, odd discrimination. Okay, it's odd discrimination. Okay, odd discrimination. How are you discriminating against someone for having, you know, brown highlights in their hair? because your step parents' cousin had highlights in their hair. You know, it's odd discrimination. Like, it's odd. Stop discriminating against people like with that odd ass mentality. How are you like, it's like weird ass judge, like that's not judgment, that's false. That's a false sense of superior. That's a false sense of judgment. That's where it's like, that's how it's the same thing like I was trying to mention before. It's like, how are you going to assume that something that you are doing from an odd place is somehow now a fully formed opinion and verdict of a situation that is the existing reality of the matter? What? How does the figment of the substance, right, of the action, right, accommodate, how does it accommodate the wealth that labor is put into harvesting? You know, where is the substance? What is the meaning? Where is the purpose? It's odd discrimination. That's what's taking them, that's what's driving them crazy. There's an there's a grudge. They're holding it. It's weird. I'm gonna just drop it here, how it looks for me. Hella people discriminate oddly against people with my skin tone. Like, they're like, oh, you look mixed. There's plenty of people out here with my skin tone that are not mixed race. That's why it's so odd. I could tell you're mixed immediately. No, you couldn't. You just said I was like Latina or Cuban. Like, y'all were mad confused for years. And that's what I mean is odd discrimination. It's like, I can tell when a person is Somalian versus Ethiopian because I come from that culture. There's people who live in that culture. They understand it. So it's even discrimination. I'll discriminate against you and you the same way. Why? Because there's a purpose, there's a reason. Well, your family and your family did this and that to me. Oh, well, but that family and that family didn't do that and that. But the enemy of your enemy is my friend. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like there's a way of the madness. There's a way around the madness. There's a way, right? It's a way it works. That's how you know it's divine orchestration. You're like, this crazy ass shit is actually made by God. Balance. Like, oh. I just don't get it because I'm not God. Empathy. But I experience it because God is like, watch this, watch this. And this is where they fail. You see? I couldn't make it up. The failure isn't me pulling out the failure card. It's me showing you they failed. Here's the success. And the success isn't me pointing the success card at you. The confirmation is afterwards. Acceptance. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's an order. It's a way. It's done. That's why there's mad discipline involved. Because if you get lost in the sauce, you'll lose your frame of reference when it comes to the grounded reality we all exist in. Adversity in reverse. Death. Yeah. It got cut off, finally. Envy in reverse. Yeah, growth. The big scare happened. The big scare happened. Yeah, death. And then there's the growth. People forget how, like, yeah, like, I don't know why I said people forget how. I don't know what it was that I was even communicating about when it came to that, to be honest. There was the denial. Like, all I saw was growth. And then there was like some weird ass energy. And that's what I mean. It's like disrupting one's yeah, disrupting somebody else's growth prematurely. Isn't that biting the apple? That's motherfuckers trying to bite the apple. It's like, I remember this one story when my mom read my diary when I was a kid. When I was a baby, when I was a kid, I wrote in my diary about my parents, about my mother and my father and everything that I went through. And you know, I'm finding out that this is common, it's a common situation in America, where there would be agencies that would come in to do a sweep or a raid of somebody's home to take away their documents, or this would be because they didn't have a specific. I'm finding out that this is what they would do, is take people's documentation away, and they would try and stop there from being evidence of there being any kind of like life or living or situation of people's backgrounds. I'm finding out this is something that they legitimately do. The problem is that this has been happening to me my whole life. Is that everything I've already been owed and owning, right? Everything I own has always been trying to being taken away from me, in order for there not to be any personal evidence of my living. But ironically, for some reason, it looks like there are people who haven't done any living at all, but they, you know, get resources. And that's what I'm trying to say. They don't have any personal like accomplishments or any data of where they've been around or what they've done or anything like that. There's no real digital footprints of their own high vibrational activities or stuff like that. Like, but they're in the same position as people who are undocumented, people who are having raids and sweeps and stuff like that. And it's not like these undocumented people aren't doing anything. It's that their documents are being taken away. And that's what I'm trying to say here. It's like a discrimination. It's a very odd discrimination. And I think it's discriminating against labor. Like, it's labor. It's not labor discrimination. No, it's discrimination against labor. And it's like, it's not even the fact that there's a disability, because just because I'm disabled doesn't mean I don't work. I still work even if I'm disabled. That's a part of my upbringing. It's not to recognize my disability, it's to work despite it. My autism says that I must misrepresent myself in order to express what I really feel. But I don't believe in self-absorption. I truly think that I'm capable of overcoming autistic breakdowns, meltdowns, and brain neurological dysfunctions. I truly believe that my disability can be cured. And people don't understand what I go through because I hide it. And I hide it really well. And it gets really overwhelming. Especially the steps it takes to hide it. And then there are people who are trying to forcibly unmask people like me and our hidden disabilities, all because the mask that they wear is what they're in denial about, because they're in the same position as the people that they're trying to unmask, who are trying to do better. And that's the thing. That's why it's discrimination. It's odd. It's odd discrimination. It's a hate crime. It's very odd. It's like they didn't get to cheat like one of their classmates who cheated on their exam and got an A, and now, you know what I mean? Now the person is getting a lower grade than the person that they were looking at that was cheating. So now they discriminate against people who wear bronzer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Because the person who they were watching cheat wore bronzer. Like, it has nothing to do. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like there's no correlation. But there's a false force to persuade and coerce, though. There's a false sense to persuade and coerce, and now it's being brought into exposure. That's where there's a distrust. A false sense to coerce and persuade is the energy of a false seduction, aka is that temptation, and I rebuke the temptation. So at the end of the day, yeah, there it is. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? When I'm crying due to the overwhelmingness of my own sensitivity, it is because my tear ducts, right? My tear ducts, my physical fucking tear ducts get all tingly and sharp. They get tingly and sharp, and they poke my eyeballs, right? And my heart starts to murmur. It starts to murmur. It starts to move funny. And my blood pressure goes up. And all of a sudden, there's tears dropping down my eyes. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And people are like, it's grief. It's grief. You are sad. You're just so sad. What the fuck? Why can't it just be a biologically mechanical reaction to the sensitivity of my own neuro fucking sensitivity? To the fact that there are feelings outside of myself that my body isn't necessarily fucking articulating within my own fucking brain. It's called a fucking disability. Not a fucking weakness. And so, all these motherfuckers trying to make it seem like it's grief, what do they have to say? Well, they want to go, oh, well, I understand how it feels to live a bad past. Why in the fuck are you bringing up your past all of a sudden in a conversation to trauma dump and trauma bond with me? After you mistook and misunderstood my emotional sensitivity, my own self-compassion. I'm letting myself cry because I love myself enough to understand the importance of my body. My body is sensitive. It needs to release something. I don't understand. It's beyond me. I am emotionally aware enough to articulate and understand that. So tell me where the fuck it is that I have ever deserved to be discriminated again when it came to my own mental capacity, to understanding myself and other fucking people, especially when they only believe in grief. So, the fuck? Well, one can only cry if they are in grief. I don't understand how is it that someone is able to just cry if they're not in grief? It must be fake. They must be pretending. Immediately, discrimination. Well, I had a friend who used to fake cry all the time. Are you sure that friend is not you? So you made a friend that used to fake cry. And you stuck with that person, fully believing that you are different from that person. That you would never fake cry. You would never. But that was your bestie, bros. Ta, regret, grief, ta. But we were the ones in grief and regret. Sorry, we didn't have time to make fake ass fucking friends. Okay? Our emotional sensitivity. Yeah? Why do you think we are the way that we are? They will say, she's isolated. She's isolated because she is lonely. I'm fucking antisocial. Maybe I don't want to be around your fucking hyper. Oh my gosh. Like, hyper false dominating, self-existing. Like, this is why people think we're self-absorbed. This is why the word autism comes from the etymological understanding of self-absorption, because it sure does look like we're obnoxious, doesn't it? It makes us look hella fucking obnoxious to feel so much and be so fucking accurate. Next time an autistic person walks by, fat bitch, just know, at least they're honest. That's one thing you could never call an autistic person a liar. That's definitely a real emotion and feeling that they're expressing. And it's funny to God. It's funny to God. See how the angels, the ancestors are laughing and that's, I mean, she was born in this life autistic. That's incarnation of Isis. She really chose the right vessel for this one, for this job. They can't get her for shit. I shit you not. Death. Like, they're really thinking they're playing this game. But if they really want to play this game, they need to step the fuck up. They need to step the fuck up. I don't see them stepping the fuck anywhere. Loneliness in reverse. Service. They can try and punish me and cut me up and try and torture me and abuse me and all they want. But I've already felt all the pain. I've already felt it all. I already felt it all before it even existed to feel. So, what is it? What's the regret? What's the remorse? What's the remorse? What is that? Changing the past. What is this about? Changing the past all the time. Remorse. See? There's growth here, and that's external energy, remorse. You see what I'm saying? Someone doesn't want to recognize the fact that the past can't change. It's not changeable. A timeline has to run through all the way till the end before a new timeline starts. Parallel timelines are all in different timing as well, different scales of consciousness. Some timelines are longer than the others, some timelines are extended, sometimes they're shortened. There's different dimensions and layers to reality. One life can be multiple timelines, multiple dimensions, multi-dimensionality, yeah. What is it called again? Multiversal. But the one true universe is with Jesus Christ, quite literally. The Alpha, the Omega. The one true God, being Allah. That's just one of his names. They have 75 names for him in the Torah alone. It's all the same. Krishna even comes up in that. It's all the same. Patience being tested, you see? The patience was being tested by these people's arrogance. Yeah, you see? There it is. I couldn't trust in reverse. I can't even. Sorry, y'all. I can't even. Trust really in reverse. The trust is look. Trust for return. That's what it is. There's no foundation for the trust of a return. That's their argument. There's no foundation for the trust of a return. No one who even let me finish this. Let me finish this. They keep on saying there's no foundation for how is that even that's what it is. They're using the same tactic of there's no illness here, there's no blessing here. That's like false gatekeeping, discriminating, through false gatekeeping. Isn't that like baiting? Baiting. Yeah, baiting doubt. It's like baiting doubt. Yep. Baiting doubt. Yup. There it is. Empathy failure. There it is. Baiting doubt. Causing issues and discrimination through baiting doubt. It's like someone telling someone else that they need to stop making people underestimate them on purpose, like so they can be stronger in advantage. That's what I mean. It's like someone rigging. That's what it is. It's a rig. Yeah, it's like someone rigging. Yes, someone making a rig around service. I'm telling you. It's giving 6th house energy, Virgo energy, service. Someone wants to like barb wire the 6th house. Like kind of, yeah, see? They keep on trying to discriminate against the 6th house. It's something about the 6th house that they want to discriminate so badly against. Yep. Someone, yep, that's what it is. Yep. It is what it is. Give me a second. I kind of want some Twix or something. Okay, let's check out the 6th house for me. I was just gonna say them. Oh my god. Physical well-being. Well, this is for me. Satisfaction in tasks that require patience and attention to detail. Strong appreciation for beauty, sensual experiences, daily routines. Yeah, they keep on trying to like, oh my gosh, this is, I can't make this shit up. Look, this is literally me, okay? This is what I'm talking about. They do not like, they can't handle the fact that my destiny is literally for me. Like, they can't handle it. Like, it's like crazy. Taurus in the 6th house suggests the need for consistent and predictable daily routine. This placement can thrive on stability and may find it challenging to adapt to sudden changes or disruptions, you see? So they keep on trying to disrupt it, right? Influence of 6th house can manifest as desire to practical and comfortable living. This could translate to a focus on creating a pleasant and efficient work environment and a love for simple physical pleasures, you see? Am I fucking evil or some shit like that? Like, because I like to create efficient work environments? Look, governs health and daily habits, diet, regular exercise, desire to find balance in physical activity. Like, y'all, what? I'm a fucking demonic evil witch, right? Because I like to pay attention to detail, regularly exercise, and find balance in physical activity. So what you call it, find fulfillment in tasks that require precision and attention to detail. I may also appreciate tangible results of their effort. And that's what it is. Work and service. Strong work ethic and a desire for things to go well. I literally am, it's a part of my destiny for me to transpire things to go well. That's literally a part of what I do. It's a blessing. I provide that for myself and others, for all of us to go through everything so it's well at the end of the day. So we are all well at the end of the day. So what's all of this about? Like trying to point fingers at me, or people who, like, you know what I mean? And this is what I'm talking about. I'm the Empress. See? Success and failure again. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about. People want to act like they want to force duplicity on me. They want to force duplicity on me. They want to force it. But a part of my work is understanding that I'm not duplicitous. That being a, you know what I mean? Being a Gemini moon, like, the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. People are so fucking stupid. Oh, I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait. ChatGPT, because this shit's pissing me off. This shit really pissing me the fuck off. Like, oh my gosh. I can't stand it when I'm trying to use my microphone and my microphone isn't working. Chat, you know, fuck it, I'll just write it down. Here. Emotionally curious, craves deep conversations and explore taboo topics like death, the occult, and transformation. Emotionally processes life through mental simulation and analysis. Guarded but talkative. May talk a lot about emotions but not always reveal their true feelings. This placement tends to intellectualize emotions as a form of control. Restless inner life. Feels emotionally restless or nervous. Minds are active, always searching for answers, especially about what's hidden or mysterious. Emotions go through cycles of death and rebirth. The Gemini moon adapts with the 8th house, adds intensity and depth, requiring periods of shedding skin. Interest in intimacy, but may approach it from a theoretical or experimental perspective rather than emotional vulnerability at first. May fear deep emotional emerging, but crave it at the same time. Wants to understand what drives people, especially in hidden or shadowy ways. Loves researching psychology, astrology, magic, or secrets. Emotional security is often tied to how safe they feel sharing, whether that's money, space, or feelings. Resources exchange, emotional, physical, sexual is a central theme. So I'm evil for how God created me now, right? I'm the one that's evil for the way that God created me, right? Because that's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Everybody wants to fucking argue about who the fuck I am. But they all want to be all up in my business. Talks through emotions, needs verbal outlets, journaling, talking, even inner dialogue, talking as a coping mechanism. Tries to make sense of feelings using logic. Can feel disconnected from raw emotion. Might flee or joke when feelings get too heavy, but keeps returning to intense relationships or thoughts. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which brings changeability. In the 8th, this can make emotional cycles sharp and unpredictable. Learn to feel without analyzing everything. It says for me, balance intellect with embodied emotion. I'm literally holding a fucking imaginary mic right now. Trust the depth doesn't mean loss of self. See? I'm depthful. I literally have to learn that I'm depthful. True transformation requires surrender. What did I say? I don't give a fuck anymore. Develop safe, honest connections where mutual trust can evolve. Place emotional transparency and presence even in chaos. Emotional transparency and presence even in chaos. So I don't understand. Where is the duplicity? Where am I a fucking whore at? Where does it say whore? Huh? Where does it say whore? Huh? Where? Ta, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We'll go through rising sign. It says, others sense your depth before you speak. You carry an aura of mystery, power, and emotional awareness that can be both alluring and intimidating. Wow. Wow. Completely new information and data here, you guys. The AI just fucking figured it out, huh? Fucking thousands of years of human history that could be fucking predicted and analyzed. Just, oh my gosh, wow. Huh. Wow. Amazing discovery. Wow, right? Right? We couldn't have figured this out. No, we needed to spend thousands of dollars and kill me to figure it out, right? Sacrifice my blood, do all this shit to figure it out, right? This gives you regal intensity, ambitious, expressive, and capable of commanding attention while remaining emotionally private. You project strength and even when inwardly processing turmoil. Alchemizing. I naturally scan my environment and people for deeper motivations. I'm selective who I get close with. Trust is earned, not assumed. I often go through personal reinventions. People from my past hardly recognize me now. My identity is shaped through crisis, resurrection, and empowerment. Is this new fucking information? Yeah, only for people who kept on trying to destroy me and act as if that they were me, right? It's literally like my fingerprint, bruh. You would have had to be absolutely fucking crazy, stupid to assume any otherwise. Visibility isn't ego, it's radiance earned through shadow work. I'm literally being given my dharma because I already did my shadow work. So I don't have to keep trying to pray to God for my own dharma. My dharma comes to me once I clear out my shadow. Everybody must do their own shadow work. Take responsibility and accountability and surrender. Everyone must. Some of us that's just more our jobs. That's all. For you, it may be a passing moment. For me, it's every fucking day. That's the fucking difference. These people want to control my life. They want to control what I experience all the fucking time. Every fucking kind of thoughts to fucking experience anything. They want to be able to fucking, like, oh, God. And then they want to look at me like, yeah, no trust. in my gratitude. Yeah, of course they wouldn't have trust in my gratitude. It's not for them. Don't trust my gratitude. Who asked you to trust my gratitude? I'm thanking God you're going to die. You're absolutely right not to trust my gratitude, assholes. I really don't give a fuck. Like, because they forget this kind of situation. Like, they think that just because I'm thanking God for protecting me from you and y'all and all these motherfuckers that always think the collective, just because I'm protecting myself and I'm thanking God, giving God gratitude, see, is being received as pure gratitude. See, the grief is going back to sender, to them, because they kept on trying to test my judgment. They kept on trying to test my judgment, my character, my awareness. They kept on trying to make it seem like, I could never make good friends. But I made lots of good friends over the years. And you know who chased them out? These scary ass motherfuckers. They're like, I can't get a good job. Amina has had several good jobs and has built a company based off of how good her skill set from all her jobs has been in transferring all her skills into a position of emolumentation for herself and her own future. They always have some shit to say because they don't understand what it means to surrender without adversity. You don't have to hit me, slap me, kill me, punch me, beat me, fucking choke me, destroy me, kill me, or put me in hell, or nothing like that for me to worship the Most High God. You told me God is real, and that's when you got me. You got me. That's when you had me. You had me at that point. That was it. God, oh, snap. We in it. We in it now. Like, that was it. Abundance. That was it. All you had to do was tell me. These motherfuckers, they gotta go through trials, tribulations, errors, falsities, guilt, that person's lesson, this person's lesson, karmic ideation. That's just too much. It's just too much for one person like me. I go through, what is it again? I go through crisis, resurrection, and empowerment through trust, earn trust, real intensity, death and rebirth, transparency and presence, safety and honesty every day, every second, success, every moment is success. My being is success. That's what I spread. Yeah, I'm an empress. I'm the empress. That's what I spread. That's my seed of success. And these people are just not getting it because they don't surrender. That's it. They're just not getting it. You know why? Because it's justified for them not to get it. And I laugh. Because they're the ones who are asking for it just to deny it. And then when they can't ask for it again, it's done. Now they want to look at me like as if that why can't they daydream and imagine the things that they already done will never be able to get for themselves. And I'm saying because you have no right to do that. Because that's reserved for the people who are actually going to go get it. Yeah. That's reserved for the people who are actually going to go get it. These people aren't allowed to think and dream and visualize and be ambitious about things that doesn't belong to them. Because there will be karma. I don't give a fuck. Acceptance. See? Look. Because they couldn't stand, like, they can't stand increase, abundance, ample. They can't stand amplehood. The living a life of amplehood. Do you understand what that means? It means that you never get too much of anything. And you never get too little of anything at all. You take care of yourself in a way that maintains order, balance, and stability in your life. The way that you will be able to manage your own peace, manage your own sustenance, manage your own desires, manage your own feelings, and manage your own goals and ambitions, ultimately with success. That is, at the end of the day, why it's so important for us to master ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we're given such a beautiful, privileged position to be able to work with the Most High God in order for us to quite literally co-create with him the perfect reality for ourselves. What does perfection mean to us, and how is it already existent, and how we learn from it, progress, instead of being stuck on old generational cycles that we obviously overcame. There's no way we're going to be able to go back. It's going to get boring anyways if we don't move forward. And that's the whole point of the situation, is that these people want to be bored. They want to bore other people. They want to collect the boredom of other people. They want to be bored. And I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be bored to have fun. I can have fun without boredom. I can have fun without boredom. Fun is my life. Fun is every day. It's every day, bro. And that's them when they're death ass energy, because they think that, yeah, because they didn't, they expected their falsified sense of happiness to persevere, which it didn't, over the denial they sent us. It's like they put up a wall of denial, right? The direction where their success is supposed to go. And then they sent false perseverance in that direction, thinking that it was going to undermine the journey of our own privilege when it comes to working with the Most High, and that it was going to throw us off course, right? Off course. So that we would be the ones that were confused instead of them in a situation. But they've already failed to persevere. They're discriminating against people who they assume would not be able to succeed for them on their behalf. They feel a sense of false superiority, like because you can't assist them the same way that they believed they could have assisted you if given the circumstances that you could have assisted yourself in, that somehow it means that they would have already built a better dynamic to themselves that they are trying to make you condone about them, when it has nothing to do with you to begin with. They're literally pushing. Yeah, they're literally pushing for grievance mindsets, like for people to be tortured in their mental state. People who try to pretend to be me, people who want to tell me who I am, people who want to try and act like they understand the complexities of the universe and complexity of God, really, all so that they can establish some sort of, I'm telling you, defeat. They want me defeated so badly. They want me defeated so badly. Look, intuitive, I can't even make this up. Yes, I still follow all of them, all this shit, like, because I've been following them. You know how long I followed them? I followed them for years. I used to follow them for years. I used to follow all of them for years. And then I realized, like, later on, I was like, what the fuck? Like, all this shit is not changing. Yeah, like, look, oh my gosh, the fucking dead-ass intuitive Ken cards. They always try to manipulate, bruh. They always try to manifest. They always try to when I tell you they want to manifest, let me see. This was already an hour ago.
You know why? Because she was in her house. They feel like like even if this is like somebody that's like your coworker, and they, oh come on girl, this person trying to lie or something like that. But you're not saying anything because that's not your job. Your job is to keep cool and deliver the karma where it needs to be. That's it. If you're going to keep making dumbass plans, you're going to keep coming, like, if you want to be like that, that's just what you want to be. Somebody, man, I think this is what somebody is telling somebody, like, I think they know. Like, they on to us or something like that. Like, somebody is saying they think they know. They on to us. Maybe you do know, collective. I think you do know. Yeah, you do. But you still, they want to fake smile, you fake smile with them.
No.
Fake smiling right. House show.
You see the issue?
And lo and behold, child, I just seen
It's
a
like the
couple days,
false
this is a
matching of
couple days ago.
energy.
Like I don't watch news like this. It came up on my feed.
Yeah, there it is.
The girl came. It was a girl, a guy, and another lady.
Yeah. Someone always wants to control the means of which something grows by. That's what I'm trying to say. Something or someone keeps trying to control the means of which something grows by due to discrimination. That's grooming, but it's like discriminating in a way, an odd discrimination. Yep, odd discrimination, because they, yeah, it's like there was a it's like my mom wanting me to be a boy, but then her trying to give me trans ideologistic mindsets in order for me to feel body dysmorphia, and so that I would what'd you call it, get into a position where I felt as if being a man would be better, so that I would be trans kind of energy, but then hiding that whole agenda behind like either being like a worried mother or not even dealing with it at all, but really it's a whole cover up because there's like HIV vaccination research that's being hidden, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I mean that. Trust. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Success. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like not trying to like exactly growth, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's like they don't want to actually admit to the thing that they're actually doing, and the byproduct is odd discrimination. It's like, so you invite someone to your house and there's a random door in your house, and then you're like, no, don't go in there, don't go in there, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, out of all the doors in this house, you're acting really strange about that one, right? It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out, right? It took, as soon as I realized that was a real pattern that I could use for my life and my brain, my neurology got immediately better. Like I was like, okay, so when if you interact with this and this and this, everything is coolio. You learn a lot of all these things. These are all the good things that you can learn. Wow, God is good always. But if you interact with this, whoa, you know what I mean? That's called trial and error. Like that's what you do when you're growing up, and you know what I mean? And these people are like, they're like, I'm like, okay, once I've interacted with this was what happened, this is what occurred afterwards. Okay, let's see if this happens again, if I interact with it the same way I started interacting. Okay, it's gonna react the same way. All right, so let's see what happens if I come to it the third time the same way. Does it realize that I'm doing this over and over again, or has it not, like, you know, changed its pattern? And then I interact with, okay, so it's clearly singular action oriented. It hasn't changed anything about it. There's no specific reason as to why it's doing it, except for the current full body motion that I'm interacting with it. So what if I interact with it this way? What if I interact with it this way, and then whoop, 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 it starts doing a thing. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't know that it could do that. Okay, so what if, so now I know that if I interact with it this way and then this way, it's like a soundboard, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, like that. That's like life. Life is like a fucking soundboard. Whatever it is that you interact with makes a vibrational frequency that'll stimulate a butterfly effect that'll give you a material reward at the end. It just depends on what you simulate, on how you simulate it, and how often you can simulate it, and for how long you can simulate it for. And the thing about simulations is that it doesn't mean that it's not real. It means that it's being active. And that's what people deny. Life. I'm trying to tell you, they deny it. They deny the things around them are alive. They deny the activity around them. It's moving, acting, breathing, moving. The universe is breathing with you. And they're not sensitive to it. I am. I can feel the universe. I can feel it. I can feel the floatiness. I can feel it. But I'm also extremely sensitive. And, you know, being autistic and being extremely sensitive like this doesn't help at all. At all. And I don't want to give myself excuses at any point in time for anything like that. But at the end of the day, if I'm bumping into walls and falling over and stuff like that, it's definitely not because I'm clumsy. I'm pretty sure there was a solar flare. And people are like, nah, there's no way that she can feel that. And then they check, and then there was a solar flare. I'm like, is Mercury in retrograde right now? They're like, how is she doing this? She's a psychic. No, I can feel the pull of the fucking moon tugging against my fucking water cells inside of my bloodstream, separating the coagulated essence of the blood and the water. Like, holy crap. It took me getting educated to understand the very sequence of energetic code within my body. I mean, this whole thing freaked me out when I was born, because it freaked my father out too. It's like, how do you know to do this when you're doing this? How do you know? You know what I mean? It would freak everyone out. But that, like, is my history. That's not something you can take away from me. My pictures, my documentation, where I was, how I lived my life, everything that makes me who I am. You can't singularly try and possess over all of things that make me everything that I am, and then attempt to delete it and destroy it from the entirety of the context of the universe without any consequences. It is not property. It's not property. It's a fragment of my existence. It's my fragment, which is given to God. It is his life. It is his life, not my life. Yeah. Self-esteem. Yeah. That's why there's trust. Anyways. Oh my goodness. Oh my jolly. Oh my gosh, good God. I need to take care of my legs better, y'all. See, blame worry. I couldn't make this up. Like, blame worry. Freedom. Yeah. Because it's like you can't even like do anything like without them trying to make it seem like you're in the wrong for everything that you are. Like, I could be sitting there playing, like, you know, games on my phone, or playing games on my laptop, or, you know, I don't care if people find it inappropriate, because of the things that were done to me that I found inappropriate in my youth. So I get to decide what I choose is appropriate for me as an adult to take care of my own mental capacity and my own jurisdiction over my own vessel and everything that means who I am as a human being. And so being discriminated against when something is specific, and people will laugh. They will laugh, oh, ha, ha, she plays this kind of games and that kind of games. Yes, I do. And I do this and I do that. And I do this kind of content and I do that kind of content. And the fact that I'm even making some amount of income from everything that I'm living and everything that I am and who I am as a person is fucking lucky. It's fucking lucky, because here people don't live off of luck. That's for fucking sure. They don't live off of fucking luck. That's for fucking sure. Because they have no fucking luck. The what they're living off of is like false fundings and you can only tell how false it is from the outside. That's the reality. You can only tell how false it is from the outside. Because from the outside looking in, it's so fake. It's so false. It's like, it's kind of like, it's like a war crime. It's like being in the middle of watching war crimes happen against you. That's how it's been to me. And people have called me paranoid. People have called me all sorts of things because of the way that I've survived. They want to control the meaning behind my survival tactic, but you ask them the meaning of their words and actions and the meaning of their life and the meaning of what they've been doing half their life and what the fuck's been going on with them, and all of a sudden you're crazy. God is this, God is that, right? Like, immediately you're a witch, wizard. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like all, like, you see what I mean? Worry and perseverance in reverse. Like, they won't stop. What? Bruh. I'm telling you, it's going to be embarrassing for them. The more that this happens, look. Guilt in reverse, there's forgiveness here. They want to make it seem like the forgiveness is reserved for them. It's like, for example, you buy a dildo for yourself, and this is the only way that I can truly fucking act. I truly can only really, this is why God made me this way. Because who else would fucking say it, right? It has to be said. It's like you buy a fleshlight or a dildo for yourself. For you. For you, right? For yourself, right? We'll call it forgiveness. You use forgiveness every week, every day, every 2 weeks, every so and so, right? Someone sees how your forgiveness makes you happy, right? Maybe you vlog it, maybe you record it. Maybe you send like a friend a screenshot, right? Or a picture of the aftermath of your forgiveness. Like, damn. Look at all this abundance. Look at all this abundance that I was able to harvest from all this forgiveness. Like, I was just like releasing all these grudges. Like, why was I mad at that person for doing that? Like, they went through this and this. Why was I, you know what I mean? Or sorry. The forgiveness is dildo, right? So it's like, why was I like stressing out about like whatever in the fuck? I just had to clear my head. I just had to, you know what I mean? You've gone through that, right? You've gotten the forgiveness. So your friend or somebody sees the toy and is like, you know what? I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna act like that's mine, right? I'm gonna act like it's mine, right? I'm gonna snatch that shit. My leg is mine, right? So, what'd you call it? You go around to, I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to do. I'm trying to tell you. They want the forgiveness that you have for yourself. Look, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. You understand why I mentioned it's harboring resentment. It's like you're holding, you know what I mean? So for weeks you're looking for your forgiveness. You're looking for your forgiveness. Like, dang, I can't seem to let go of anything. I just seem to be so mad all the time. Like, I really need to relax. I really need to unwind. I need to think things through. I need to figure this out. I need to be able to really contemplate on my life and the situation that I'm going through right now, right? I'm really doing my best. You're in that energy collective, right? And these motherfuckers, right? This guy comes to you and he says, oh, you know, our neighbor next door also got the same toy, right? And you're like, why are you telling me that? Right? Like, what, why are you telling me about our neighbor having the same toy? What? Like, first of all, that's weird. Why would you know that? Second of all, and they're like, yeah. They had the same toy. Yeah, you see? Yeah. Like, for no reason. So now you're like sitting there thinking about your toy, like, dang, I really miss my toy. Like, I mean, you're just getting more and more frustrated. I really need to get that toy. Like, I really need to get that toy. And they're watching you. And they're using your, yeah, I deserve this. Look at them. They keep looking for their toy. They can't have it. No, they can't know that I have the toy, that I'm using it to please all these people, and I'm using it to please myself. I'm using the toy to please all these different people. But it's their private toy, it's their private property. And they're getting frustrated. I can see them getting frustrated. Oh, yeah, they're getting frustrated. Yeah, that's what's going on. They're fucking your forgiveness. They're fucking your forgiveness, and they're using your forgiveness to fuck others. Now you better understand how forgiveness works. You better understand how forgiveness works, collective. Look, patience. See how much patience. Look, I'm not even kidding. This is how much patience God is literally providing, all so that you can really learn how forgiveness is how it is working, how it works. Right? Abundance. See the abundance. Right? So forgiveness brings silver lining, which allows you to see abundance, right? Forgiveness brings silver linings ahead, which allow you to seek abundance, right? And seeking for abundance requires patience, diligence, discipline, and all sorts of things like that, right? So people with no discipline, people with no righteousness, no this, no that, right, would never, ever know what that abundance looks like. Why? Because the silver lining isn't theirs. Ask somebody else's silver lining, right? You see? And why is it somebody else's silver lining? Because the forgiveness to see that silver lining was given to only one person or one individual, one presence, one being, one by one. That's what makes it so unique. That's what makes the abundance from the silver lining be so unique to the person who's being forgiven in that moment. And so, yeah. Ooh. And so there's trust. And why would there be trust when there's forgiveness? Well, maybe it's because every time you ask God for a silver lining, He asks you for His forgiveness in return. Penance. I mean, obviously we get anything for free, but penance is the key. He's like, okay, so give me the key real quick. Let me open the door for you. I gave you a key. It's only your key. Let me open the door. Let me get there. Surrender. See, courage. So the penance has to do with bravery, right? I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, right? That's the penance. That's all you got to do for God. Be brave. Believe in Him. Trust Him. Love Him. Face your fear. Face your fear of God. Face it. That's you. You are your biggest fear when it comes to God. Yeah, judgment. And fearing God, you'll understand the true freedom of the love of God. And so that's what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, see, here's forgiveness and here's freedom. See, we all hold our own forgiveness. And with that, we are liberated. We get liberated, right? So what does our forgiveness do? It finds the silver lining. What's the silver lining? Freedom. So forgiveness finds the freedom towards what? Abundance. What is that? Deliverance. So when you're asking God for deliverance, you're asking God for success. You see? And this is why there's people who are in grief and sorrow who think that they deserve, they think they deserve success because they're in grief and in sorrow. Whereas there are people who are in grief and in sorrow and they worked for the success. You see, penance. Penance. This is somebody's penance. Honesty, surrender. That's my penance. That I gave to God. See? And their blame is being literally exposed by my success. And what is my success in this situation? My trust in God. You see what I'm saying? So I'm getting more trust in God. What does that mean? That means that I am succeeding. Succeeding in relation to what? Forgiveness. And what does forgiveness do? Find the silver lining. Exactly. Towards abundance. Exactly. Providing what? Freedom. Exactly. Success, you see? And that's what it is. It's a generator. It continues to generate the same frequency, the same continuous, eternal frequency, self-existing, all eternal, forever, everlasting, everlasting. And what is that? And people are really like, oh my gosh, there's so much. Okay. So what is that? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. The Wheel of Fortune. This is what I'm talking about. Page of Pipes with the Knight of Pipes in reverse. It's like reading a bad message or reading a false message. Something like that. Someone really badly, you see what I'm saying? That's the one chaotic situation. That's one problem. That's one hex curse, right? That's one grudge. That's not my grudge. I don't hold this shit, but somebody wants me to make it seem as if that I'm holding it for them type shit. I don't give a fuck. Here's the other one. Queen of Joints. This is somebody else's grudge that they want to weaponize against me to make it seem as if I'm the one holding it, right? And then there's the Wheel of Fortune, the actual destined pathway, the silver lining, forgiveness, all at once, all together. Wheel of Fortune is a Fortuna, right? There it is, the Hierophant. Generating what? Fate. So once fate is generated, what comes about by fate? Material. Substance comes about by fate. Substance. Yeah. And that's what the Knight of Pipes energy in reverse keeps on trying to see. Falsify. As if that they have some sort of substance. Judgment in reverse. I couldn't make this up. Queen of Joints. There it is. The Tower in reverse. Yeah. And there's the trauma bonding. Finally. And that's what I was talking about. They planned. Yeah, they planned to try to trauma bond for eternal, everlasting peace. Yeah, they tried to trauma bond with paradise. Quite literally. I couldn't make it up. Okay? It's like, it's like, I don't know how to explain to you abusive husbands, okay? They have beautiful lovers and wives, and then they beat them up, turn them ugly, fatten them up, try to disgust them, try to cause them all sorts of heartbreak, hardships, and all sorts of shit like that, just to force them to never be seen as who they used to be ever, so that they wouldn't be able to be free from the, distorted version of what their abuser wanted them to be, so that their abuser can get away with what they were trying to do from the get-go to who it is that they've married or became lovers with. That's the whole fucking situation, right? That's the same thing a lot of these motherfuckers want to cause for people who they have no idea about. Why? Because they can't get them to marry them. That's it. Yeah, all of it is being returned back to sender now. Literally, it's all being returned back to sender now. Finally. Because there's actually soul's journey here, and these people are in denial of love. They deny love for themselves and others. They literally, like, continuously try to deny love for themselves and others. It's fucking over. Acceptance, worry. I gotta go now. Okay. Bye.